Hello everyone, thanks for stopping by. This is something a little different for the channel. I'd like to talk on the excitement today for Nvidia's RTX 4000 launch. First off, thank you for stopping and taking a second to listen. I'm just a hardware enthusiast. I'm not really up on all the YouTube ins and outs of making awesome videos just yet or anything, so I apologize for the audio quality. I'm currently working on getting a microphone and a good camera ordered, but we're just going to have to wing it for now, and I do appreciate that very much. Just a hobbyist PC gamer and a hobbyist tech enthusiast. So, anyway, with that out of the order, big news for today, of course, on everybody's mind is the RTX 4000 launch. Nvidia unveiled today the RTX 4090, the 4080 16 gigabyte, and the 4080 12 gigabyte. And if you're like me, you followed along with a few of the rumors and stuff coming out, and we heard about the 4080 variant split, which a lot of people have kind of nicknamed the 4070 12 gigabyte and the true 4080 16 gigabyte. So yeah, I mean, I don't know where you stand on that, but just go run down a few things. Of course, pricing was on everybody's mind, and for the 4090. Comes back in 24 gigabytes of GDR6X, just like the 4090, 3090, excuse me, and the 3090 Ti. The availability on that is October the 12th for $1,599 US. With as well as the board partner models likely coming in several $100s more than that. So I believe your ROG Strix models and such as those, we will be seeing some getting dangerously close to the $2,000 mark, without a doubt on that. Anyway, Nvidia is claiming 2 to 4 times faster than the RTX 3090 Ti. Now, and some of the benchmarks I've seen and the numbers and charts they're throwing around, excuse me, I did note at the bottom of the notes that increase was with the new DLSS 3. So interesting to see what it would be without DLSS or with both cards with the new DLSS. Of course, that's one thing that I want to clarify, that everyone, no matter if you're chomping at the bits for a card or not, I highly recommend you wait for third party independent reviewers from YouTube, from tech write ups, from various sources before you run out and purchase. We've seen it in the past. Comes from all different companies. They love to cherry pick, benchmarks or something to that effect. Of course, this is 2 years newer architecture. It costs more money, so it should be better performing. That's what we come to expect. So, yeah, $1,600 for the Founders Edition, 17, 18, $1,900 for your big cooler models from the board partners. Now we're gonna run down here and look at the 4080 mix up. Is kind of what's got a lot of people in a debate back and forth with. We got starting off, we got the 16 gigabyte version, and that is coming in at $1,199, $1,200 US, with 12 gigabytes. That model is coming in at $900. Here's my quick take on it. This is a 4K card, and I have a 6900 XT, and I have friends that have 3080s and 3080 Ti's. I had one myself. In 4K, in a lot of games, especially when you start talking HD texture packs and so forth, you are becoming dangerously close to pushing and using all that 12 gigabytes. I know there's a back and forth about allocation versus used, so on and so forth. But yeah, there has been games recently that absolutely will chew through that VRAM, and that's a concern for me. So if I'm an RTX 4080 buyer, there's only one choice, and that's the 16 gigabyte model starting at $1,200. I really, really think that at the $900 mark, 3090 Ti's are $1,000 right now. With the prices, the new 40 series, you know, at the end of the day, rasterization performance, the 12 gigabyte 4080, excuse me, gotta get used to that, could come dangerously close to the 3090 Ti performance, but fall considerably short in VRAM allocation. And for 4K gamers now, and 4K gamers 2 years from now, that could play an important role. So that's just something to remember. I'm honestly not a fan. 16 gigabyte 4080, I think, should have been where they were at. And 12 gigabytes for the 4070, I think, wouldn't have ruffled that many feathers. Now, the other highlights were the new DLSS, and there was a lot of talk about, you know, AI and stuff, which, you know, to me is a lot of, you know, I'm not going to say, techno babble, but at the end of the day, we were all looking for prices. We were looking for hardcore specs, and for the most part, we got that. We didn't get a lot of performance. Like I said, we're not going to see any third-party stuff coming out for a while. Team Radeon have announced that they're going to be bringing their offerings to the table. I'm very excited for what Team Radeon has to offer. As someone who has a ray tracing capable GPU, I'm just going to be frank with it. It's not something that I take into consideration. I think the performance hit to what the developers are putting in game just isn't worth it yet. Ray tracing does not have a killer app as far as I'm concerned. It's a personal thing. And not a lot of people realize, you know, the 6900 XT and the 6950 XT are absolutely monsters at 1080p and especially 1440p, chopping the tarts in many games ahead of the 3090 and even the 3090 Ti. So I'm excited to see what Team Radeon is going to offer in terms of ray tracing leap, because I know it's something that's on a lot of people's minds. But, you know, call me old fashioned, but rasterization performance is still something that's very important to me. I believe the 7900 XT will come out with 24 gigabytes of VRAM. I could be wrong. I guess we'll wait and see. But anyway, I think a lot of us were expecting somewhat higher prices. But then again, I think these prices can be somewhat misleading. It's going to depend on your region. It's going to depend on whether you prefer the Founders Edition. And if you don't, you're going to have to factor in the added cost of the board partner models, which we don't know yet. But, you know, guys are usually what? Starting off at $100 to $200 to $300 more for some of the really nice adding board partner models. So for a 3080, I'm going to get that right. A 4080 16 gigabyte, you could be looking at $1,500 to $1,600. Okay, and yeah, that is currently a near twice the cost of a 6900 XT. You could buy two for the cost of one 16 gigabyte 4080. And I know the top cards, you know, we all love to ooh and ah over the performance, but this is where a small number of gamers reside. The majority of your gamers are down in the trenches, rocking high refresh 1440p gaming rigs. Awesome, you know, getting amazing frame rates with great cards. Your 3060, your 3070, your 6700 XT, 6800 XT, and even below in that region. That's where AMD and Radeon are going to have to battle it out as far as where the majority of gamers are going to reside. The performance, the value to gamers, and not only in features like DLSS and ray tracing, etc., just raw FPS. Who's going to be able to put up the most FPS at the best price? You know, and that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is, guys. But I hope you like this short little rant video, I guess you could call it, ramble video. You know, like I said at the start, this is just something I'm doing for fun, just as a hobby, a secondary hobby to my PC gaming and tech enthusiast hobby. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a subscription. You know, I'm up to almost 6 now. Look out, Linus Tech Tips. I'm on your tail, huh? Anyway, all right, guys. Let me know down in the comment section. Are you day one? Are you all in on RTX 4000? Are you waiting for to see what Radeon has to offer? Maybe you're planning on waiting 6 months to see where prices will eventually settle. Or maybe you're waiting to see what where the prices will land for RTX 3000 and Radeon 6000 cards. I suspect there's going to be a flood of great deals on the used market. There's a ton of mining GPUs that are going to be mixed in there. A ton of them, literally. Vendors are going to be looking to offload those cards. So your best bet just might be finding a hellacious deal on a quote-unquote last generation GPU and just rocking the hell out of it and enjoying PC gaming, guys. That's what it is at the end of the day. Anyway, I'm out of here.